Good evening, everyone, and welcome in to another production of the Cross-Platform Baseball League. My name is Weaver for Prez, and as always, I'm joined by one of the co-commissioners of this great league, Dwayne. How you doing tonight, Dwayne?
Doing fantastic, Weaver. Ready to go over another spicy little weekly roundup we got here, prepared for everybody.
Yep, this is our weekly roundup show. We try to do it every Monday night or so. This is going to be a recap of Week 5, which was last Monday to last night, which was Sunday. So a full 7-day span there. Lots of upsets, lots of great plays. We're going to do power rankings for both leagues and a top 5 highlight reel. So we'll waste no more time. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the AAA rankings after 5 weeks of play. And a quick stipulation here, Dwayne, as we start here. Timbo Slice, unfortunately, having to be removed from the league. And that is going to result in a plus spot for some of the bottom half players.
Yeah, unfortunately, Timbo unable to keep up with his games early on, so everybody at the bottom gets that +1 bump, but really it's just everybody from 15 through 18 sticking where they are. Not a lot of movement, obviously none, as we're saying, but all these teams sitting on 1 or 2 wins. They all, a lot of them need to play each other and get themselves going here towards the final half of the season.
Yeah, should be more movement between them as as you said, get into that interplay. So moving up from the bottom four here, moving into 14 through 11, a little bit more movement here. As we said, the +1 for Phillies rock there in the Knights because of the removal of Timbo. Then we've got a little bit more shakeup, a -3 for the Lone Stars and Cougar, and -1 for the Anchors, and a +2 for the Maidens.
Yeah, Cougar unfortunately suffering, I think, from a lack of run production. His pitching has kept him afloat for a large portion of the season, losing a game against Timbo, I believe, too, for his record. So now at 9-15, looking a little weaker than he was standing in earlier weeks. Hopefully, though, his pitching can continue to keep him afloat. We know he's got to keep games low scoring, and he can really lock it down when he does that. A little bit of a scooch there for Job, but I think that's more due to the rise of Canada towards this back half of the season. We've got just No Name finally sort of digging his cleats in and getting a few wins.
Yeah, just a quick little note here on Cougar. He was, I think, the last couple times he was ranked 10, like unanimously. He's been a solid, yeah, 13. So yeah, he's been ranked 10, pretty consistent spot there. But suffering an 0-6 week, and like you said, not a
Mm-hmm.
lot of run production. It's just not good for the Lone Stars. And then on the flip side of the coin, the Maidens, the Maiden Canada's, having a nice 4-0 week and 7 in a row. They're finally starting to wake up.
Yeah, sitting around at, I think it was 10 games under 500 for a while. I knew that he was pretty unsatisfied with his play. So to see him go 4-0 this week and really start moving up the table, that's really, really great to see. Some good baseball being played up in Canada.
All right, and now we're going to move up into that, get near that top half. A +2 spot for the Swayze Dogs and Blazer, who he played a lot of games this week. He had to play some catch up. Um, he had a good start here, splitting with Phil, sweeping Half Onion, and then he actually played Jam Paladin, one of the best players in the AAA, run for his money. Unfortunately for Blazer, he has lost 6 in a row, however.
Yeah, so he's moved up just due to the fact that he's getting competitive. He's getting his games in now, and he's keeping them close, and he's winning a lot of the games that he's supposed to win. Like you said, making him sweat a little bit against Jam Paladin. He's going after some of the bigger dogs who have greater availability this week, so that I think ties a lot into the 0-6. The XBL veteran though definitely looking to get his games in over the next couple weeks and really make some noise.
And then not a lot of movement here above him. The Moons at 7, granted, they
Excuse
did
me.
become this week one of the very few teams to deal Jam Paladin a loss.
Yeah, that was absolutely huge. Major split for the Moons. That shows that they have what it takes to really shut some games down and do that really, really, really high level pitching approach that Rainey is known for, and that can go very, very far in the playoffs if you have to take any of the big dogs in a series.
All right, moving on up above the Moons here. It's going to be Phil, and then followed by Corruptions, Mers Drone, and Pizza Volcano. No movement on the top halves, or the top and the bottom of the screen. But you can see in the middle, Mers and Corruptions swapping places, and that's thanks in part due to a 6-0 week, an impressive 6-0 week for Mers Drone. And then Corruptions didn't play much this week. He played a couple games. Granted, they were both losses to Phil.
Yeah, so just a little bit of movement there, like you say, due to Mers having a really, really, really good week. Phil slow on the games this week, and Phil dealing him a pretty lethal sweep. So at number 6 at 20-10, Phil's looking really good after getting a few wins off of the bigger players. He also got, I believe that was this week as well, where he split with Pizza Volcano. So at number 6, Phil's looking pretty good. And yeah, Corruption's suffering a little bit from lack of games and just, the hot Phil.
Yep, and then moving on up, again, no changes here. The class of the league, the Surfers and Jam Paladin and the Megafauna and B. Hagen.
Yep. Two heaviest hitters in AAA currently. You've got a few home runs on your platter when these guys are stepping up to the plate. Every game they've got contains some fireworks for sure, and I'm really excited to see them face off in a match of the week coming up here in the next couple weeks.
That will be an absolute barn burner. Can't wait for that one to occur. Those are your AAA rankings after 5 weeks of play, and now we are going to transition over to. Oh, no one saw anything. We are now here at the XBL rankings, and no shakeup on the final 2 spots. With no hummus at 18, Boops at 17, and then a couple demotions, and you'll see why when we scroll up. But a couple demotions for the Cardinals and the Miners.
Yeah, as you say, nothing at the bottom, and those two going down due to the hot hand as we scroll up to Doso at 14.
Yeah, Doso at 14, putting in work as always with his elite pitching staff. No movement for Alec, who did have that. He did have a pretty darn good showing on our bonus match of the week that we had on Monday night against BK. Anytime you can sweep a player like BK, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Fuegos and yourself, Dwayne, moving down, thanks in part to a couple promotions that we'll see later on. But overall, good baseball by all these teams.
Yeah, I would say so. Firebird's definitely getting hot at the right time here. He's starting to catch up on games, get closer to the minimum, and as he does that, he's been getting in some crucial matchups and getting some crucial wins on the board. So be sure to see him really possibly climb even higher towards the next or over the next 2 weeks. Like you said, me and Pseudo falling a little bit due to these movements we're going to have here at 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, BK moving on up, thanks in part to a dominant pitching performance on the mound over Pseudo, sweeping him. I believe both games were 1-0. Granted, he did have a bit of a struggle versus Alec, but both games were close, so you can't harp on him too much for those. And then a couple demotions for Chris and the 51ers, Mantis, and the Jabronis because of the 3-spot raise from Ted Danson, who had a heck of a week going 3-1 versus Ash and Mike combined. I believe it was a Mike sweep and a split with Ashnod, and that's following he was already having a good week last week.
Yeah, Ted's really starting to dig his feet in and really start to get some wins, score some runs. You really can't stop the Ted rally. It's been showing itself in every single game he's been playing recently, and that's definitely contributed to the favorable rating by the league office this week. And Chris and Mantis doing nothing wrong, like you say. They're just moving down in part to Ted getting that bump.
Yep, the TED promotion really shaking things up here in the middle of the playoff seeding, or what's looking like the playoff seeding as we near the playoffs. And we'll scroll up here to get a peek. No changes here. 6, 5, 4, and 3. Myself, Government, Floribel, and Ashnod's Coupon.
Yep, like you say, no movement. All these teams have some really important games here. They just got to continue to get wins and lock down their places. There's a little bit of a race for 4, 5, and 6. The three of you guys could really fall anywhere, I feel. Or 4, 5, and 6, excuse me. But the three of you guys could really fall anywhere in there, depending on how the next games go over the next week. But right now, nothing really going on.
All right, and then the top two, again, no changes. Mike did get swept by Ted, which is, again, why Ted had such a high ranking. Mike did get swept by Ted, but he followed it up with a nice sweep over Finite, where he went back to his run-scoring ways, scoring 8 times in both of those games. And then Lazy, he's just lazy. What more can you say about the Jackals?
Yeah, the Jackals absolutely insane on the run scoring front. I mean, I did some math earlier today on stream. His run differential is 4 times the amount of runs I've even scored this entire season. So if that puts anything into perspective for you, there's a big reason why he's 24-2. As you said, Mike's still hanging out at number 2. There's a little bit of a trifecta going on because you had Ted splitting with Ash, Mike who swept Ash, and then Ted sweeps Mike. So nothing really going on there. There's a lot of things going into these power rankings that are played in with the history and the way these guys have played each other in the past too. So we've got, pretty interesting looking top 1 through 7. Not a lot of movement this week, and we'll see how the next few games go for everybody.
Yep, and those are your power rankings for the XBL after 5 weeks of play. And now to round out the roundup, we are going to go to our top 5 plays of the week from both leagues combined, ranked according to the opinions of myself and Dwayne. So without further ado, the number 5 play of the week is brought to you by Rainey, playing against Jam Paladin in a close game. He's leading, and Jam bidding for a 2 RBI extra base hit.
Absolutely stunning catch there by Rainey. You love to see the over-the-shoulder grab. He tracks it perfect, and it's huge with 2 outs to make that play.
Yeah, Rainey pitching to perhaps the AAA's best hitter, diving there in center field with Bell. Great play there. And we will move on to number 4, which is a triple play. Yeah, we're going to hear that a couple more times tonight. But this is triple play courtesy of Phil versus Corruptions. the out in left field, followed by the cannon home, and then a bit of a base running error here from Corruptions.
Yeah, really impressive there. That ball was hit pretty hard, tailing away from the fielder. He makes a good catch and absolutely nails him at home plate. And the base running gaff by Corruptions gifts him the third out, and it's an impressive triple play. You love to see it anytime you get to.
Yeah, we'll
Let's
give
see
it
one
one
more
more
time.
look here. Almost dropped it left. Good thing he didn't. And then the great throw, probably a 99, I would imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. You would have to think to be able to get a runner moving that quickly and such a bang bang play at the plate.
All right. Number 3 spot, another triple play. Can't believe I'm even saying that. Starts as a pretty traditional double play, and then the runner caught trying to sneak a run at the plate, but no go there. Good play there from Hummus.
Yeah, absolutely. Does a great job of just getting the play done. It's bang bang at first place too, and really really close at home. Just another base running gaff that gives somebody an out. But like we said, triple plays are very very rare, and it's crazy how many we've had this week. Nice to see if you get or Hummus pull this one off.
Yeah, it looks like Finite sent the runner back to third initially because he wasn't sure if that ball was going to get caught. So the close nature of that line drive, a huge factor, as you can see right there. He
Yeah,
doesn't catch
absolutely.
it. Yeah,
That definitely
that
plays
changed the
into it.
whole thing. All right, number 2 play of the week comes from Mr. Ted Danson, back at the track, leaps for the catch, robs the Cooch Potatoes of a walk-off home run in the 12th inning, saving the game in what eventually turned into a Ted Danson victory.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really get much more clutch than that. That's a huge play at that short Lafayette left center field corner wall. And in the bottom of the 12th inning, you know, you're sweating. You want to keep Cooch from getting a hold of a ball like that, and he does, and Ted got the out.
Yeah, a play you have to make, no question about it. He makes it. The Ted Danson defense special. That's our number 2 play, and no surprise here on the number 1 play. For my money, this will probably end up being the play of the year, if not the next few years. This is a pseudo triple play against Hummus, starting with a dive in the gap, perfect dive, a 99 throw to second base, and a 99 throw back to first. Can you believe that?
I honestly couldn't believe it. At first, I saw the triple play, I was impressed, and then I saw the quality of the throws that were made. This is classic pseudo defense at work, and it came together perfectly at the greatest time that it possibly could for him. You know, probably sealing Hummus's fate there, making his entire team tense. Just a perfect triple play, like you said, play of the season probably, and possibly play of the last few seasons. It's an amazing play.
Absolutely remarkable play. We got to get it one more time in there.
Poker?
It's the unquestioned play of the week.
Yeah, it's we've all missed these dives, and just he with confidence makes that play and just completely burns these guys. You love to see it.
All right, that was your top 5 highlights of the week. Make sure to submit more. Keep the submissions coming through week 6, so we can have a good list to pick from, like we did this week. Great job getting those clips in. We'll have it again for you, hopefully next Monday night. And that's going to do it for us here on the weekly roundup. Dwayne, any last things you want to say here before we sign off?
As per the usual, you know, the playoff race is getting tighter and tighter, so everybody just make sure you're getting your games in. Try to keep up on the guys who need to catch up, because everybody's games are going to start to be more important to each other too down the stretch. A lot of these races are getting really tight, and you know, head-to-heads, differentials, tie records are going to come into play. So you know, keep up on everybody, hit your minimums, get excited because playoffs are on the way. And yeah, just you know, keep your eyes on the channel for some more XBL baseball, and check out all of our affiliated streamers. We got people going almost every night, every week, and yeah, give them follows and have a great night.
Have a great night, everyone. Thank you.